Joyce Peterson. Does anyone remember Joyce? No one actually. And myself, we established the company in 1996. And although we had a lot of respect for the elders in our lives too, we actually just established the company because we felt our 50 years of healthcare experience that we brought to the table was a perfect match to help evaluate clients and help them and their families determine level of care and find the right living environments for them. Our team is small. Myself and Nancy Paracchini assess clients, go and help with paperwork, meet with families, and do a lot of follow-up. Louise in the center is really the placement option voice a lot of times. She's the person you get on the phone. Probably a lot of you have talked to her, and very few of you probably have met her, because she doesn't go too far away from those phones, but she does a lot of other things for us as well. And definitely a qualified senior. She happens to be, and I shouldn't tell this, but she is 87. So in our 20 years of business, we've actually just placed just over 3,500 seniors into the different residential and assisted care. But we've helped and worked with about 3 times that many, about 10,000. So we have a lot of experience, both from our prior experience and certainly from the 20 years of being in business. And then the last point I want to make is that when Joyce and I developed the company, there weren't very many of us at that point. We were not the very first, but we were among the first. And we set it up to see if it would work if our only income was from the facilities that we placed people into. So it has worked, and in our 20 years, we have never charged a client no matter how much we provide for them. And you'll see that we do go above and beyond in many cases. This is Lydia. And Lydia's 94, and she's shown here with my beautiful 19-year-old daughter. And my daughter, Krista's not in the picture because she's more photogenic than the rest of us, which she certainly is. But Lydia remembers my daughter as a young child, bringing her chocolate, reading to her. She had low vision, and just visiting with her. Because we actually met Lydia 11 years ago. I actually met Lydia 11 years ago. And we've been following her along for all that time. We just placed her about 2 months ago into a small board and care home. We showed her facilities along the way. She had little bumps, but she always managed, prior to this last fall, to go back to the independent senior community that she lived in. But this was that fall that changed everything. And you can see that she was very pleased to see Krista, and promised, that we promised that we'd see more of her over the summer while she's home from college. Because it's just not as nice, when I just show up with, the baklava for Easter. She really enjoys my daughter. And of course, she saw Lily, our soon-to-be official therapy dog, but so far just a therapeutic dog. Carolyn's another really special patient. She really likes to have visits from Lily. And Carolyn, we moved, and I'm going to use the word moved with her, about 1.5 years. And the reason I'm going to use that is that her daughter's from Brazil, and she came here expecting that she was going to introduce her mom to the idea of residential care, and came and found her in much worse condition than she anticipated, and with some really not good things happening with the home care that was happening. It wasn't official home care, by the way, And so we did everything from, to close up her apartment and move her across town. She herself said when we went out to look at facilities, she told myself and the daughter, I need to move now. And of course had to go back to Brazil, both because she has young children there and because she had a surgery scheduled. So whenever I go and visit her, which I do frequently because she's in a great facility, as you can tell from Ann's comments, but who also said that she feels like she looks surprisingly better than she did in her apartment. Okay, and gives both her and a peace of mind. So let me just go right through these. So no matter what size facility, what kind of facility we place people in, our goal is really to have every client feel like Janet did, and that is that love my home, my room, and I really don't want to go anywhere else. Then we've done our job when that happens. So anyway, if you haven't had a chance to work with us and you also think that there's no substitutes for education and experience, hopefully you'll get to work with us in the next 20 years that we're around. So.